And so it begins. We're getting ready for our next trip. We have the route planned. We have our destinations made. We have reservations. And we're a week away, so it's time to start doing all the other stuff.
Prepping for the trip.
Just checking in real time, hoping that all our Canadian friends had a wonderful Thanksgiving. So we got football on, got the turkey roasting. We're going into hour 3 with the bird. No
About halfway.
Yes.
To happiness.
Okay, we got our yams all set to go.
Yams and sweet potatoes, Brussels sprouts, cream corn, pumpkin pies cooling.
Yeah, pumpkin pie's in the bedroom sitting on the dresser. Okay, in she goes. Hour number 3.
Yes, it fits in an RV oven. Barely, but it does.
Yeah, that's a little bit bigger of a bird than we had last time.
This one is just a hair over 11 pounds.
Yeah, last time we were able to close the lid on it. This time
last one I think was like just over 10 pounds.
Okay.
This was the smallest one we could find for now, so
yeah.
I'm good with that.
I'll have to clean up these dishes in a bit, and
it's a never-ending fight.
It's an
dishes on Thanksgiving, same as Christmas, and not my department.
Yes, I know. I made pumpkin pie this morning before the bird went in the oven, so it's been a day of cooking and baking.
We made pumpkin pie.
Yes, Brent helped me cook the pumpkin. And I guess in the future,
Happy Thanksgiving to our American friends in about a month and a bit.
We just want to show you all the wonderful treats. Brent has 2 meals right there, ready for him to go to work. And we got pumpkin pie in a sandwich container. Delicious pumpkin pie.
Good eats.
All homemade. I was a very busy girl yesterday. And today, we're making soup.
And soup day it is.
Yeah, soup day it is. Leftovers. And we got the pot just brewing away there with all the bones. Gonna let that stew for a little while. And now we'll get back to our next adventure. Brent already tried to put the wash brush away on me. Things will need to be washed before we leave. And this time we're leaving the RV in our site.
Yeah, well, we were told before that they would possibly rent out our site for 1 or 2 days or whatever while we were gone, but apparently they don't do that anymore. So.
Well, and we're only gone for 2 weeks. It's not a big deal. And we have a cover for the car now. Yay! This time when we were going away, we've lightened the load a little differently. We've taken things like skates out of the closet because we're not going to be skating anytime during our trip. We took several other items that we just don't use or won't be using in the 2 weeks. So we really stripped the trailer down quite a bit. We took things out of the pantry, we took dishes and extra cups and stuff like that. It's a pound here, a pound there, but we just are lightening up to whatever we figure we'll be using. So, Brent, those boards have been sitting in the front of the trailer in the pass-through since before we went on our 3-week trip back in June.
Yeah, well, I thought we might need them for a couple of our spots because we had reservations in RV campgrounds, and I know at least one of those places was grass, and I didn't know how soft the grass was, so I brought these just in case. All it is a couple of 2x10s with 45-degree angles cut on it, and I know this time around we're not staying in any place that is iffy, meaning everything has solid ground. So this is basically about 40 pounds that's not going to be traveling with us. So I'll
And
just
what
stick
is the
that in
purpose of
storage.
those boards?
Those go underneath the tires to level, instead of having just the small leveling blocks to go underneath the tires. That gives good stability.
Okay. All right. No, go put it away then.
Yes.
But Brent has a new item that he's adding to our trip. Want to tell us about your new thing that you're adding?
Yeah, it's actually a wet bolt kit for the CRE 3000 Moride suspension. I haven't got the suspension centerpiece yet, but I've got the bolt kit all ready to go. We're going to take it on the trip. I don't plan on changing anything in this trip. It's a safety precaution, or a backup, shall we say. Once we get back from this final trip, I'll be lifting the whole trailer up and replacing all of the suspension, all the wet bolts and shackles, and probably even the spring arms, because they are starting to flatten after a year and a half. I'm going to go to the 5,000 pound spring arms, I believe they are. I checked into a price not too long ago, and they're reasonable.
And part of our reducing what we're carrying to bare essentials is part of that.
Yes.
We will take you inside and show you what our route is and where we're going, and what are some of our plans while we're gone for the 2 weeks. Today we just wanted to talk a little bit more about our upcoming trip for the fall. We originally had these 2 weeks booked to go to the Kennewick Rally and then explore beyond that. But thank you, COVID, that was all canceled.
Yeah, there was a couple places in Washington that we really wanted to go see. One of them being in Leavenworth, and then visiting with some old friends in Kennewick at the rally.
Mm-hmm. And we'd thought about maybe doing a trip out to the Oregon coast, but that's all behind us. We've changed all our plans, and we're staying in our own province. We're going to travel to Barkerville.
A place just east of Quesnel, just south of Prince George, if anybody doesn't know the area. It's a historic gold mining town that I've never been to, Miriam's never been to, and it's right in the heart of our own province, so it's about time we made it to Barkerville.
Yeah, so this trip we're going to be covering just under 1,600 kilometers. The trip to Barkerville is like 8 hours, isn't it?
From the lower mainland, from where we are, yes, it's 8 hours to the Quesnel area.
So we're not going to do the whole thing in one shot. It's just too hard on...
That's a crazy drive. With a truck or a car, no problem. With an RV, that's another ball of wax.
Yeah, and going through the canyon gets a little hairy because you have mostly one lane each way, and
The Fraser Canyon's a good drive.
It's a good drive, but it's
It's entertaining.
Not a big, wide open freeway. So
True enough.
we're going to go up the Fraser Canyon, which is also a different direction than what we normally do when we leave here to go north of the lower mainland. We usually go up Coquihalla Highway. Well, I think we're coming down the Coquihalla.
We will be coming back down through Merritt, through Kamloops and Merritt, down the Coquihalla.
But we'll get to
back
that.
to Hope.
We'll get to that. The first leg of our journey is going to take us 4 hours from Surrey, BC, and that's going to land us in Clinton.
Yeah, a small town just north of Cache Creek, and it's halfway on our journey, so prepare Clinton. We're on our way.
There's 2 potential sites that we would be potentially staying at. We haven't been able to book anything, so figure if there's 2 up there, we should be able to get something in one of those spots. If not, we're parking on the side of the road. The second leg will be the following day, which will be another 4 hours. And we actually have to stop in Williams Lake to visit a friend. Say hello that Brent hasn't seen.
Yeah, a couple
in a few
friends
years.
that I haven't seen in a few years. Teresa we have seen in Red Deer with her daughter, back when I went to visit my daughter when she was living there a few years ago. And that area for about 20 years, and I haven't seen Brad in a long time, so,
Yeah, so
hopefully we'll get to hook up with them.
We'll stop and have a coffee. Then when we arrive in Barkerville, we're staying for 3 nights. One of the days is going to be, well, first night we get there. The next day we're going to go into the town of Barkerville and check out the historic sites. And we'll give you some more information on that when we get there. And the second night, or the second day that we're there, we're just gonna, we don't have anything planned. We're just gonna take it easy and
yeah, well, I figure, why travel all that distance and then just pick up and go, pick up and go, pick up and go. I don't want to be on the road every second day on this trip, so we're just gonna actually be tourists and try and relax.
Enjoy this one a little bit more. Change our focus as to what we are accomplishing. On our way back down, so we have to come out of Barkerville, back through Quinnell. We're going to go down through Sheridan Lake and another place called Deca Lake. So the purpose for that is we've been pondering for a little while now about buying some recreational property to park this trailer and make a new home base for ourselves. So
there's a couple possibilities in the Deca Lake area, so we're just going to stop by and see what the lots look like and
see if that's an area we want to be in. You know, we don't want to be 10-12 hours away from the Lower Mainland because our kids live here. So we're going to check out some properties in around the Sheridan Lake, Deca Lake area. And then we're going to move over to Barrier. And there's some more properties which is very close to Clearwater. So Clearwater and Barrier are very close to each other, within a half hour?
Yeah, they're about a half hour, 40 minutes apart, I believe.
We'll be spending a couple of nights there. And then
I've got an old buddy from high school that lives in McClure, which is just south of Barrier. And last time we hooked up with Derek and Sherry was a couple of years ago, so it's about time we saw them again.
Yeah, that was the last time we had really bad forest fires in the area.
Yeah, that was the Elephant Mountain fire.
So now we have smoke coming up from the U.S. And then after Barrier, we're going to spend a couple of nights in Hope.
Coquihalla Campground.
Campground.
It's actually in the city of Hope. I found it on the Passport America website, so we are lifetime members of Passport America. So that's one of the first places I always look to see what's in the area, and I've heard rave reviews about it. A lot of people have said they really loved it there, and we're gonna give it a shot. Let's stay a couple nights there.
We'll give you a review on that too. Hopefully the weather holds a little bit. It's alright, we have rain gear, we're good. Then after Hope, we're gonna head down to Deer Lake, which is just outside of the Harrison Lake area. It's in the Sasquatch Provincial Park, and we checked it out, and it looks like our trailer will actually fit in the site. And we spoke to one of the rangers while we were out there one day checking it out, and she basically said if you don't fit, then we can put you in the host site, because there's no host this year because of COVID as well. So that'll work out. The only drawback about staying in a provincial park is no hookups.
Yeah, they had water there, running water, when we were there a month ago to check it out. But while we're going to be staying there, apparently the water is no longer running. So we're going to come in with a full tank of water. And then there is a dump station on the way out of the campsite as well, so we're fine that way. And I've got a generator, so we don't have to worry about killing our battery or anything like that, because there are no electrical hookups.
So the only drawback is you can run it in the morning, like around breakfast hour.
You can run it, I believe it's 9 to 11 a.m. and 6 to 8 p.m., which is fine. That's all well and good.
So we're going to be totally disconnected from the rest of the world.
That's good, because there's no cell service, no internet.
We can survive this. In the next few days, we are going to be, or Brent is going to be, greasing the trailer.
Yeah, I actually greased the suspension this morning. All of the Zerk fittings are all ready to go. Just gotta check the tire pressure
Okay.
and a few other little things.
Yeah, so Brent will take care of the mechanical part. I will take care of the rest of it. And as I said earlier, we have really lightened the load this time as far as getting bare basic minimum stuff that we need.
Yeah, we've probably dropped, I'd say, a good 150 pounds of dead weight that we've hauled everywhere else. And we figured, well, let's give it a shot. And this time around, we'll probably weigh the rig at one of the scales on our route as well.
And see what we're weighing in at. Alrighty then. We will see you on the road. And don't forget to subscribe.
And give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Don't forget to ring that bell either for notifications.
Take care.
Bye for now.
Bye. We stop it.
Yes, dear.